Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Zoom presentation today with Dr. Janet Cline, sharing about biohacking, activation, and also the reason why Janet said yes to adding this activation business into what she's already doing in the clinic. I'm going to get started by telling you a little bit about me. I'm Courtney Watkins, and I've been in the industry for over 10 years. And I'm sure, like most of you, I wasn't planning on making network marketing my career or my profession, but growing up in Utah, I was around this opportunity, this community for years. And so I had seen what could happen when people were successful with it, but I also had seen the other side of how many people tried network marketing and it didn't work. And so what I've learned throughout the years, coming from being a busy hairstylist, I was introduced to this industry after I came back from my third unpaid maternity leave from my youngest daughter after a C-section. It was 5 weeks, and I was back at work after dropping off my three kids. And you know those moments that it just hits you? I was like, there has got to be a better way. And I was using products from a network marketing company, and I thought, what if I actually tried? And I'm such a big believer in timing is everything and also just trusting those inner nudges. It was when Instagram had just barely gotten started and we were still using like the sepia filters and all the things. And I saw people sharing products and things that they loved on Instagram. And so I kind of just decided to do that channel in really just sharing socially. And from that, I started growing a global business. My previous company was only available in 3 countries. And I really loved the idea and just had this inner feeling of a global business and touching lives internationally. Well, that first company ended up going affiliate, and I saw the writing on the wall. And I don't know how many of you guys, when you know that it's time to pivot, when it's time to move on to something else, it was really hard to close that chapter because of the friends and like the belief that I had. And I'd built to the top of the company and earned a car there and everything else. And everything about LifeVantage kept going better than I could have ever imagined. And it was one of those things that I was like, why would this work out so perfect if it wasn't meant to be? Well, part of my story is that when I was 35 years old, I was diagnosed with an aggressive form of breast cancer. It was 2 months after I'd stepped away from being a hairstylist, and it was 3 weeks before Christmas. And my doctors were like, we need to get you started on chemo and all those different things. Well, because I had built a business that really I could work from my phone if I wanted to or not, it opened up a lot of options. When I had appointments every week, in the beginning, I had one every day. I actually had my best year in business the year that I had chemo every 3 weeks for a year. Like it's wild, but it was kind of my outlet. It was my distraction. It was a win. And because of that, it really just gave me a passion for health and wellness. And there's not a day that doesn't go by that I'm not super just abundantly grateful to have the body that I have, the health that I have. When I first experienced activation, it hit me hard. I didn't realize how bad I felt until I started feeling better. And so, what you guys are going to see is this is what we call activation. It's activating your cells at a cellular level. Of course, I was supplementing, I was using collagen, I was doing all the different things that I possibly could. And as you can see, let me move the little screen here. This was what I call the universe's joke on me. My hair was so short and broken off, and it was just not cute. My friends that are hairstylists were like, Courtney, you've got to get on a good collagen. I wasted so much money on collagen. I was ordering them all, and nothing was making a difference. Within 2 weeks of using this activated liquid collagen, I was getting compliments on my skin, which I'd been using a 9-step skincare system, not even joking. And my hair was getting better, but more than anything, I started to feel like me again. And because of that, it has just opened so many doors and so many opportunities. This is a picture of us in Iceland. We opened the Iceland market in September. This is also a picture of us with our Jeep celebration in September. And one of my biggest passions really is just traveling with my kids. So right now I'm in a hotel in Arizona. We're here for a baseball tournament. If any of you are travel baseball moms, you know that it's a busy life. We're gone all the time, and we're always staying in hotels like this that it's like they're not that bad. Like this is just the life because they're stay in place. So, this is business on the go, and it's really what I love and I'm so passionate about. And so, Dr. Janet Klein, I'm so excited to introduce you to her because, as you can hear, as she starts sharing activation and why she said yes to this, what I have seen a lot in the industry, Janet, is a lot of doctors truly want to stay away from network marketing, to put your name and your reputation and your practice behind a product in a company. I know it's something that you really had to believe in and know that this message mattered. You are a busy grandma, you are a specialist, you're working in the clinic. I know that you have a busy schedule and everything else. And because you said yes to this opportunity, I've seen you take amazing trips. I've seen the stories that you've shared from your patients that you had been treating for years. And I'm excited for other people to hear straight from you what activation has done for you. So, welcome to the call, Dr. Janet Klein. We'll go ahead and go through some slides. We're going to show you products, and then we're going to show you at the end what this could mean for you as you start sharing activation, whether that's in person or through social media.
Thank you so much. And I'm so honored that you asked me to be on this call. And if I could have ran down to the valley, because you're about an hour and a half away from me, then we could have done this in person. But that's the beauty of what we do. We can do it from wherever. I'm also a baseball mom and a grandma now. When I started chiropractic school, it was 1984. So 42 years ago. And so I've been in the holistic practice of getting to the root cause of illnesses for a very long time, like 40 years. And when we graduated, we took an oath that first of all was do no harm. And then it was do everything within my power to assist people coming to me with whatever they needed. So when you said, why would I get into something like a network marketing company, I got to back up because I've actually been in the industry. It's been before I got into LifeVantage, I was in another company for 23 years. I did get to the top, earn a car, this like your story and everything like that. And so Dr. Brimhall had known me. I've known him before he was even a chiropractor because I know his family. So he had been for the last 10 years trying to get me to switch and come over to LifeVantage. And the timing just wasn't right. And I was in this other company. But things started shifting when he started sharing the actual science. And the other company didn't fold down like your story or anything like that. It's still a very good company and still out there. But my mind shifted when I heard the science. Like you said, our reputation, it had to go back with do everything within my power to help people. And I've been looking for things for 40 years, and I use really good supplements. I use really good biohacking kind of therapies for a very long time. But when I started in LifeVantage, it's only been about a year and a half when the GLP launched. I never expected to see the results like I am seeing with these activators. It has blown my mind. And I wish I would have started this network company a long time ago, but it didn't because it's timing. But even when my boys are 36, 34, and then 26 and 10 grandbabies. But when I started my practice, I was busy. I was seeing 60, 80 patients a day in a very small rural town. And they knew me as Dr. Janet. Everybody, it was just a really cool thing. But when I had my babies, I still remember when I had my first son, I was adjusting somebody and I started having a really serious contraction. And, and the patient said, stop. And I said, no, 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 I'm not going to stop. I'll be fine. Just let me breathe. Then went on to it. So then I instantly went down, had the baby. But because when you own your own clinic and you own your own business, you're not making money unless you're actually physically seeing patients in your clinic. And I didn't have an associate. It was me and it was my staff that I had to keep paying. So within 2 weeks of having a baby, I was back in seeing patients and brought my baby because it was my own practice. And I had the coolest patients and like grandma kind of patients. They would come in early. They give me that baby, I'll hold that baby, I'll get that baby to sleep, go put him back in the crib. I would adjust. They would come get me and say, he's hungry. Everybody just wait your turn and let her just go feed this baby. And I'm like, oh my God. That's what I did with 3 kids. This was before network marketing allowed me my time freedom to be able to choose my life around my business or
Mhm.
my, and instead of my business around my life. I mean, whichever way I said that. So when the timing was right and I saw the science and the GLP and I started using it, I was blown away. But we always are getting to the root cause, and that's cellular health. And without cellular health, you can't have the tissues, it goes to the organ health and everything like that to have a healthy body. And so when I first saw the GLP, and that this wasn't like all the other GLPs that we had been bombarded with on the media, this was actually something that was going to make our body make the GLP. I thought, I'm in. Because by that time, that second part, like do no harm and find the best things out there for people to get healthy, this fit that Hippocratic oath. And that's how I jumped in because I wanted to use the product. And I didn't jump into the business right away. It took about 2 weeks because I started seeing all these results, the visceral fat going down, everything. When you get older, and I'm in my 60s, and you have a hard time losing your belly, and the visceral fat is everywhere, and trying everything, that was the first thing that actually got my body launched and started working. And it was like little by little by little. I didn't even add the protandem because all I heard was GLP. I didn't know at the very beginning. And little by little, I learned. And so the very middle is like where we started with this. This is crazy because in 2003 is when actually protandem came out with the scientists that developed it. And it was the best kept secret, and that was the problem. And in 2005 is when John Quinones did this ABC Primetime Investigative Report. And for everybody out there, if you have not seen this video, whoever asked you to get on this call, ask them to send you that video. It is so powerful because that's what got me so thrilled, thinking we all have oxidative stress. In fact, if you go and you Google on PubMed, which is from the National Institute of Health, and which what a lot of doctors look for when they're looking for different things to do for different conditions, there is like 377,000 and something studies, research studies on oxidative stress. That just shows you how important it is to get a hold of oxygen or oxidative stress, things that are going to help us with that. And right now, I mean, I'm breathing because I'm talking fast and I'm thinking of everything else of what I want to say. But if you all take a deep breath right now and let it out, you just created oxidative stress. On top of all the environmental things we're exposed to on a daily basis, there's 300 sextillion reactive oxygen species, that things that happen in our metabolism all the time, every single day. Each of our cells experiences 10,000 oxidative hits to our DNA every day. So this isn't about waiting for diseases to happen or conditions to happen or anything like that. This is scientific fact. It's 300 sextillion oxidative stress to our body daily. So who wouldn't want to be on at least our protandem nerve 2 where it all started? But when John Quinones came out and did this investigative report, and he went in there, they took his blood on live TV. It showed that it reduced his oxidative stress by 45% in just 2 weeks. It went crazy. And it spread to all of these universities and institutes and clinics and things that people wanted to do more research on. That's when it got the attention and everybody wanted in on it. So the cool thing about LifeVantage is that we had this product before we started the network marketing company.
Mhm.
Usually it's the other way around. Usually there's these businesses out there that are looking to start a network marketing company. They start a network marketing company and the business side of it and everything and think, okay, what are we going to sell? This was the other way around. We had this great product. We needed a way to get it out there to the masses. And what better way of doing that than what we're doing right now? Doing Zooms, doing live classes, one-to-one, going and having coffee, whatever it is. And we're international. So that's fantastic. We are getting to spread this to the world where everybody breathes every day. So that's what got us excited in 2009 and LifeVantage started. I have seen so many things, like I said, results that I haven't seen in 40 years of every other biohacking and supplement things that I have done. It blows me away. The collagen, like what Courtney mentioned, that she got excited about. Like she said, she had tried so many different collagens. And why is ours so different? And it says it right there, activate, replenish, and maintain, because we're not just giving our body the collagen that it needs from the fish peptides that they use, and it's liquid and it's hydrolyzed, meaning that we can absorb it and we can use it and it gets into our blood. It actually activates our own genetics to make our own collagen. And that's with like the ruby quinoa and a lot of the other plant extracts that are in there that create vitamin C, and they work synergistically together to activate our DNA to make more collagen. And this collagen, normally in most collagens out there, there's type 1 and type 2. This one has 10 collagen peptides. That's huge. So 90% of the collagen that we produce in our body is type 1. But if you go Google what all of the other collagen peptides that are in our body and what they do some massive things. Things for our immune system, things for every single piece of connective tissue and our joints. And as a doctor and a chiropractor, that's really key because that's most of the patients that I see is people with back kind of conditions and joint kind of conditions and things that need this kind of collagen, not just a traditional collagen, because it's not a matter of just adding collagen. It's a matter of activating your cells back to the activation so that you make more of it to replenish and maintain. It actually activates different genes that affects our enzymes that help us to not break down the collagen, because after 30, our collagen levels keep on going down. We don't make as much. And it's a matter of the breakdown of the enzymes that break down the collagen. So this is like a 3-in-1 kind of a thing, besides all the different kinds of collagen. Um, when the P84, I'm jumping around here. I'm
You
looking.
are doing great. This is what we love to hear from a doctor explain it because of the science and what it comes down to. And Dr. Janet, what I love is it just comes back to take it to make it, like in a
Exactly.
simple term. And this is one of the reasons why I feel like from a doctor to a stay-at-home mom to a hairstylist to really anyone, when they see what these products do and we can simplify oxidative stress. I had never heard of oxidative stress until I saw this primetime special video. But what I do know is no kind of stress is good. I know I don't like any type of stress. So when you can reduce stress, everything works better, right? And so with Protandem, one of the things that I personally love, and I'm traveling right now, this was the first time I had experienced what it felt like to take a product that worked. I don't know how many of you have brought a baggie of vitamins on a trip. They like went to the graveyard in my suitcase. Occasionally I would take them, like I had great intentions, but it was actually the first baseball tournament that I went on. I traveled without my products, just thinking like, oh, no big deal. Probably aren't going to take them anyways. Within the third day, I was not feeling good. Like it wasn't like sick, but it was just low energy. It was just kind of like brain fog. I was like, what is happening? And caffeine does not stimulate that. It doesn't work the same. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need my collagen and my Protandim. And we're here, the products are here on my back counter. Like I cannot miss a day, especially without this protanum activating your body to make its own antioxidants, activating glutathione, activating SOD. And so when I think of like biohacking, that's what it is. And so we're going to go into it a little bit more, but with P84, it's essentially activating gut health, right? You're activating your body to make GLP-1. We all know GLP-1 is like such a hot topic, and we're seeing a lot of people use a alternative with, you know, a needle, if you guys are into that. That is also a possibility for me. With my health situation that I've had, I'm always looking for a natural way. I don't want to put a foreign substance into my body. And so activating it naturally. And so, Janet, did you research these studies? Like you said, you wish you would have done it sooner, right? So as a doctor, did the studies matter? I know for some people they're researching, it's like, Courtney, tell me where I can find this information. And other people, you just know instantly, this is something different and I know I want
So at the beginning, no, I
it.
didn't. And the reason that I didn't is because I would call up Dr. Brimhall and I say, hey, can you send me a video on this? Or can you send me an article on this? Because somebody wanted to know this and somebody wanted to know that, and I don't know where to look. It wasn't for months. I was so focused on these products were life-changing for people. I knew the science, I knew the activation, I knew the company put millions of dollars into research on the actual product. So this is really important. So other supplements out there, they may have great ingredients that have been researched, but none of them research the actual product. LifeVantage takes the actual protandem, does the research on the product. Even American Heart Association, they have never researched any supplements, but they researched protandem. They did their own in their journal of circulation because of the results that people were getting, and they were blown away by the labs and everything like that. So it's actually cellular, cellular. It's the synergy of how we put everything together. Thanks, Kim. But that is important. It's like a cake recipe. If you
Mhm.
have eggs and flour and sugar and everything, and you're building a cake and you leave out the eggs, you might have a cake, but it's not going to be the best cake. So the fact that they actually put all the investment into the products, not just what's in the products, to do the research on a cellular level to see what genes that it activates, what peptides that it activates. I'm still learning. I had to go research because somebody asked me about the collagen, and I thought, I don't know that. And they were asking me all the different what are the genes that are affected. I'm like, I don't know that. That's why I did a video on collagen, because somebody asked, I went and researched. But that it blows my mind. It's the same as if you went shopping and you came across in like the window this beautiful outfit, and you knew you were going to have to wear it something to an event like Vegas next month, and you thought, this is the outfit I have to have. You would go in there, you would buy it. I mean, try it on, see if it fit, but you would buy it, and you would be all excited knowing that you were going to wear it for a month, but you're so excited that you bought it. You wouldn't care what the thread count was. You wouldn't care where it was made. You wouldn't even probably care about the price because you saw it, you liked it, you knew it was going to look good on you, and you bought it. That's kind of like what this is all about. It's like,
I love
so,
that comparison.
well,
It's really just making it simple. But if you think of that situation, you can feel the quality of a dress. You can
yes.
feel how nice it is or how if it's from Shein. Like there's a difference here. And that is the differentiator in our products is they're not just taking ingredients, it's also the highest quality.
You know you're going to have the scientific mind, especially when you're talking to healthcare professionals. We want to know the science, but the general people, they want to know that they're taking something that their cells are going to be affected, and they're going to, because it's not a matter of feeling better, it's about preventing those 300 sextillion, oxidative stresses that go on in our body from affecting us and leading to different conditions in our life. And that's why it's so cool with this wellness revolution. We're making the news everywhere. Everywhere. This is huge. and we need to keep going. And
It's It's really true, Janet, with making the news. And I'm going to go back to this slide really quickly because you and I both been in the industry. And like you mentioned before, it's very rare in the industry for a company to start with an existing product, with a product that needed a story, with a product that had already been proven, that had science, that had a reputation. Most companies start up and then find a product. Now, here in LifeVantage, one of the things that mattered to me now going through what I went through with my previous company is a company that is publicly traded, that I can read how they're spending their money, where it's going, financially transparent, highly recognized, but also that accreditation. So when we're talking about science, when we're talking about peer reviews, why that matters when you're talking about it versus another company with a supplement or something that you could buy at the warehouse store or whatever, because we are the only company that has science with the complete formula and continues to do studies. And so we recently acquired a company, Love Biome, and they have a product called P84. Now, when we brought in this company, being LifeVantage activators were like, we need the science, like we need the reports. And so that's exactly what the company did is it's continued to do research, which costs a lot of money, which is one of the reasons why a lot of companies don't do this. But I know for doctors, I know for myself, I do like the science and I like to see because also when I see that it's going to repair and regulate and restore, I'm looking for those results in myself as I'm using those products. I'm like, oh, wow, I am feeling this. Oh, this is making a difference. So that also makes a difference as well. Janet, right now, we're talking a lot about peptides. We're seeing peptides everywhere and like supplementing peptides. Now, that was the thing with this study is that this is actually helping your body to make its own gut peptides.
I love this company. It's because of the science, but because it goes back to the old days when you were using different herbs and things like that, um, so that your body did what it was supposed to do. Again, getting to the root cause. And I don't have to figure out when I have a patient come in where I need to start of, okay, what peptide do I need to give you because you're having these symptoms? With P84 and having 14 of these peptides that repair and regulate and restore everything and help the gut lining to heal. And it goes in and it knows exactly what your body needs because your body has the blueprint, this DNA blueprint. We just need to give it the ingredients so the body makes it. it and so if I need to increase something 100%, I don't have to know that that's the one that has to do it. The body knows. So you give it to it, and the body responds in the order that it needs to, usually detoxifying all of the stuff that we haven't been able to clear up, then goes to starting to repair. Because if your gut lining isn't repaired the right way, no matter if you took $1 million supplement, it's not going to absorb. So as soon as you get the junk out, you get the lining working and repairing, then you can restore it with all of the ingredients that it needs, all the right microbiome. But it has to go in a sequence of what the person needs because some might be at this level of health and some might be at this level of health. And so it's going to take everybody a different time. And I don't have to worry about the timing. We just know it's working on the person's timing of what season they have to go through.
I love that. So let's dive into some results. This is one of your actual friends, and
Yes.
she has such a powerful story. You guys, check out this picture. Who else wants to? My motto for 2025 was who doesn't want to be hotter, happier, and richer? And it is just an energy. It's a vibe of just feeling healthier and activated. And when I looked at this picture, I was like, yes, like this is activation.
This is huge activation. So the backstory between her name's Rachel. She became a consultant actually. In November, she came to my first class and or her first class, not mine, but her first class, because she was having emotional depression, gut issues, major kind of gut issues, um, bad, not being able to go to the bathroom or too much or too little, not sleeping. She's a architectural engineer, uses her brain like crazy. She's an aerobics instructor. She does CrossFit. She eats clean. She doesn't eat any sugar. She went on a challenge of not eating sugar for a year, any sugar. She did all of these things. And in November, when she came, she goes, I'm just stuck, and was more suicidal depressed. When I heard the story about the mental part of this story, that's what we started with, was we got to help you get that serotonin going. 90% of your serotonin that makes you happy is in your gut. So I knew her gut was really messed up. And so that's why she came, not to get results like this, but that was towards the end of November. She started it in the first 3 weeks. She was doing a lot of detoxifying. And she would call me. She goes, I don't know if I can do this, and was telling me everything and major things. And so we switched things around, had her take it at night instead of during the day, a lot of different things. So for the first 3 weeks, when we were talking about detoxifying and everything, she was doing a lot of that. And then something clicked and she started feeling amazing. And at the end of December, she saw a contest, a 6 week fitness challenge where she could win a lot of money. And she goes, I'm doing it. She didn't tell me she was doing it. She didn't tell anybody she was doing it. Her husband is deployed to Iran and hasn't seen her, left before all of this, and is still gone. And so she says she has 4 kids, very active in everything. So she decided she kept on exercising like crazy. She would do intermittent fasting. She would even do like 3 to 5 day kind of fastings, but she never quit taking the P84 and Protandim. And she actually took Axio for her brain to wake her brain up because she needed it for being an engineer. Her trainers thought she was crazy because she had a weightlifting, heavy duty muscles. I mean, because she wanted to win this challenge. And she said, you can't fast during this. She goes, well, I'm taking these great supplements, so it's not really like fasting. And so I'm still getting the nutrition I need. She gained almost 5 pounds of muscle with this. So she didn't lose muscle. She took the P84 and Healthy Edge to get a healthy edge on life. And this is 6 weeks. This is a 6 week difference between the first picture and the second picture. But the most important thing, and we still haven't found out if she won, the most important thing that gets me really emotional is when she told me the rest of the story about the suicidal depression that would put her into the hospital, and still with having 4 kids and everything else. It was that she said, I'm me again. I'm happy. I'm energetic. I can get my work done by 4 in the afternoon instead of 10 o'clock at night. It's the huge gut brain connection that we got to remember, and the immune system that's made in our gut. Huge, guys. These stories, I have tons of stories, but this was the most recent one that blew me away because I thought we were just doing it to get her gut healthy and to keep her happy and get rid of the depressive kind of thoughts.
Yeah.
But this is huge. The the other results on this page are just as powerful, but we have this special gift that we can impact so many people with. Now, not everybody's going to get a result by just, oh, I'm just going to take the healthy edge and in 6 weeks look like this. She worked her butt off.
Yeah.
But she had the energy to do it. She had the strength to do it. She felt fantastic and stronger doing everything. That's
Janet,
huge.
that's one of the things I've heard about activation is it's a motivation activator. I've seen it through myself, through my sister, through my close friends that it's like suddenly we have this like motivation to do things because you're feeling better. You're feeling happier. And so when I started the mantra of hotter, happier, richer, it wasn't about a size. It wasn't about a pant size. You know, when you just feel good, it's like a good hair day, you just feel like that's what feeling activated feels like when you wake up and you feel refreshed, when you feel like yourself. I mean, hearing you tell the story about her, I think we've all hit a point that you feel a little lost in yourself, that you're like, I've hit a wall, you know? And to be able to feel like yourself again and represent whatever that might look like, that is so key for me. Even looking at this guy with having some wrinkles, having some activation. Can you imagine that he probably feels a lot happier, that he feels a lot more motivated in the world? Because when your skin looks that good, when your eyes are brighter, it's not about a look, it's that inner feel. And same thing, I've heard stories around the world of friends, husbands themselves that have started their own businesses. They've gone back to work. They've one of, I mean, I don't want to make claims, but literally people being able to get things back that they had lost. It is wild. And so, what we want to do now is just show you too what can happen from sharing a product like this. I'm sure most of you, if you saw a good movie, if you went to a great restaurant, whatever it might be, you tell people about it, right? And so, as you start using these products, you take it to make it and you share it with other people. You also can unlock a new level of experiences that you probably wouldn't have taken yourself. I just got back from Thailand, and my husband and I, while we're here in Arizona, I'm like, I know we kind of sound like brats, but everything reminds us of Thailand. I know that probably happens to you when you get back from a trip. We're like, oh, in Thailand, this, that. And people around us are like, okay, we get it. But this is the thing about taking a trip like that. Last year, I was in South Africa. You don't come back the same. When you've seen the world at that level, it changes you. And the biggest thing for me is the level that this company does rewards trips. It shows you who they are, it shows you their investment in you, in the company, and also just how they want to reward and celebrate you. From the moment we landed in Thailand, from the welcome signs to the lays to putting our luggage in the car, and then we never saw it again until it was delivered to our room, to food, to every celebration, everything about it, seeing elephants and Pig Island, and they rented a yacht and we jumped off the rooftop. It was so bananas. I would never have stayed in a resort like that, not to mention that they rented out the entire resort for just Life Vantage. But this was the level of trip we wouldn't have taken ourselves. Like we just wouldn't have. And my husband and I always wanted to do like couples trips, but how do you actually fit that in? And so Janet, I know you had the same experience with a 7-day Alaska cruise. And if you want to just tell us a little bit about this, because I don't know if you've ever earned a trip like this in your clinic. It sounds like if you would have, it would have been through yourself because you're running it on your own.
The nice thing about this, it's who what other lives you're impacting. I mean, it was during my husband's birthday. He was blown away. We had never been to Alaska. We'd never been on a cruise, never taken the time to do this. It was amazing. And it was amazing because when your spouse can see that this is real and that they go all out, like you said, and they reward you and you're able to do these things, and then it's like you come home and it's like, how many calls do you make today? Who'd you talk to today? Who'd you so they stay on top of you. It's like, huh, when are you going to do your next class? And I'm like, oh, you want to go on another trip, don't you? So that was Alaska in August. And so we won the Mexico trip to Bahia Mita. But the neat thing about the picture that's on there is the top picture of us on the boat that went over to a private island that they took us to go have fun. That's a mother-daughter. They had to get passports. They've never been out of the country. She works for a mine here in the town. She's one of my huge success stories because of things that she was exposed to in the mines. It's still being because she can't leave the mines yet until she gets to at least MC2 to replace her income, which we're working on because for her health, she can't be in there anymore. She got to take her daughter on this cruise and on the Mexico trip. When we have this kind of impact on people, and as a doctor, it's really hard because I'm really good at sharing the products and the health part of this and the stories and the results that you can get and everything. But the hardest part is talking about the business. But when you can impact somebody to see the business and get to go on a trip like this, and their life has changed, and a daughter's life has changed because now she sees the big picture surrounding yourself with all of these great entrepreneurs and that from all walks of life. You don't have to be a doctor to do this. This is fantastic. She works at the mines and is an EMT and she has 3 jobs to support her 3 daughters. That's what these trips are about.
I agree completely. My friend Maki and her daughter were in Thailand together, a single mom going to Thailand. I mean, to be able to have experiences and, like you said, be surrounded by other entrepreneurs and people that think outside of the box, you earn these trips by the amount of lives that you impact. And it really comes back to that full stop. And being able to dream big, to invest in yourself, to share things that maybe are out of your comfort zone, most likely are out of your comfort zone. Most people are here are not trained salespeople. They're not trained builders. But the best thing about this is that when you get in, you have a support system. You have people that have done it before that are paving the way, that are showing you what's possible. And so with this income disclosure, if you want to screenshot of this, if you want to zoom in, like Janet was talking about, an MC2 is where your friend from the mine needs to be at to be able to leave her three jobs. And if you look at the average number right here, if you can see that little arrow, that's where she would be at. And this is actually a disclosure that they've taken the average income from all of the consultants and what they're making. And I get this question of, do people actually make money in this, right? And so this is something that you can see what's possible. We all kind of have our number of where we need to be at to be able to either have the lifestyle or to pay the rent or to leave the job or whatever that is. And I have a lot of friends that are like, Courtney, I don't want to leave my job. I love my job, but they want to supplement that income. I have other people that are like, my husband hates his job and he's gone all the time and we never see him. I want to bring him home. And that's possible as well. And so with this business, the cool thing that I've experienced is truly working works. And if you're like me and you're like Janet, we're driven. We like to work. This is fun for us because when I'm working, I'm sharing products that work. When I'm working, I'm sharing an opportunity that works. And I'm seeing my friends see their lives impacted and changed, whether it's people that have severe back issues, whether it's people that don't know how they're going to pay their rent or their car payment or whatever that is, to people that are like, I just want to be able to have extra money or have a community or to be able to travel. It's all possible here. And so when you make that investment, one of the cool things is with this Evolve compensation plan that we're talking about is that you can go as big as you want. And there is also an affiliate side of this. So if you're looking at it going, I don't want to build a team. I have enough on my plate, but I will talk about the products. The more that you share this and the more that people purchase from you, and most of us truly run this from our phone. I send shopping carts through the app. I do everything from my phone. Um, the more that you sell, the more you get paid. On this back end, for people that know network marketing, this mattered because in an industry that is really wild and just kind of in a state that companies are trying to figure it out, LifeVantage figured it out before that point. So where they have the affiliate bonus, they doubled down on the back end of the team building. So what I love about this is if you look at the MVR, the max volume rule, most people on my team max volume with sales with a certain person with their own whatever that is. And so you can reach to the top of this company through just volume. Basically, you and three friends. In my previous company, we were trying all sorts of things and frontline and all this different thing. It is super simple. It's color coded. And when you jump into the business, you have people that will mentor you that have done it before that can help you to get to where you're wanting to go. Now, this leadership match bonus is a piece that I've never seen in a compensation plan, and I love to study compensation plans. This leadership match bonus is where most people really start experiencing that life-changing income. Because what this means is that not only did you have success, you helped other people as well. And so that's where that coaching, that mentor is so important, and you get rewarded from it. The leadership pool is really amazing because they're going to give you a piece of the company that has been built of people that have paved the way for the last 10 years in multiple markets, countries. You get a share of that. And so where Janet says, I wish I would have done this sooner, like most people do, most of us do. The cool thing is that there's never been a better time. And by you joining in at this time, you will still benefit from the people that have paved the way, that have been here and really helped to make LifeVantage a household name. Now, we need more stories. We need more voices. We need more people like you because we're so passionate about what LifeVantage is doing and really helping to have an edge on life. And it is still one of the best kept secrets in the industry. And so we have this foundational health breakthrough. There are several packages that you can get in, but we always say get in where you can fit in. I personally believe in the big business pack. So whoever invited you, look at that pack. Because of that, it's like such an experience when you get all of the products, the Axio, the D3, you get all the things all the way up to pet tandem. If you guys have a dog at home, I have a golden doodle and he is like one of our children. And so, of course, I want him to also be activated because with a dog, you don't know how they feel. They can't tell you, but you can see it. It's so phenomenal. And so, right now, there's this point in alignment. And this is Friday the 13th today as we are recording this. So, I feel like this is like an extra lucky girl syndrome or lucky guy syndrome for Friday the 13th. If you have that inkling of you are ready to either change your body, change your life, activate your bank account, we highly recommend you taking a look at this today and just pulling the trigger in however that looks. I love this quote. There's a future version of you telling the most incredible story about how this all came together. Keep going. And you know, when you look back on life and you're like, if I wouldn't have done this, if I wouldn't have gotten that on that Zoom call or watched that replay or finally listened to Janet or Jolene or whoever invited you onto this call, your life could look completely different. So, Janet, if you want to just close us out on what activation could look like for someone that is watching this today.
Watch the video. Um, it's amazing. My personal, I'm getting ready. I'm part-time where I just practice 2 days a week because I love doing what I do. And probably in the next 2 months, I'm done. I wasn't expecting to be done, but something happened where I'm kind of having to be done business-wise because of the building I'm in. So activating your health to get through tough times, health wise, is key to get you through any part of your journey. But when you activate your income and your income potential and can do this with a business like this, I'm not scared. I'm not worried because I can still do what I love to do and have more time now to be able to help so many more people. So prepare for impact. You never know if someone, I mean, I had been hurt one time where I was out of practice for 6 months. So if you're a hairdresser, if you're a massage therapist, if you're a teacher, whatever it is, and something were to happen to you, how many months can you live out of your bank account? So finding something that's going to help you, that lines up with you, that you're passionate about, that every single person breathes oxygen and needs to be activated. This is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Activate everything, not just your health, but your wealth.
I love it, you guys. Thank you so much for taking time to take a look at this and spend this last 50 minutes together. I hope that it was really valuable for you because I know because I listened and because I trusted my gut, my entire life looks completely different in the 3 years that I've been here. And you can look at several different stories. If you're wondering what you should activate first or how it can look through the website. The studies are there. There's videos, there's information. It is all there, the most incredible resources. But we're really excited to welcome you to the LifeVantage family, to this community, and to be able to see you tell your story of activation. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. We're super
Thank you.
excited to welcome you.
Thank you. Thank you.